welcome back to Color Our World Blackened. This is our 6th episode. It's a mid-tour episode. I know I said I was going to put the project on the back burner so I could focus all my attention on the By Myself But Not Alone project. Leading up to the tour, I did everything I could to take care of this episode. And a friend of mine over in Australia, we had made the deal to do the trade, and I kept telling him, man, we're going to get this done before the tour starts. We're going to get this done. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't find the time. I was working a lot of hours, and then next thing you know, I was about to leave for the tour. So I got a hold of him on Facebook. He waited patiently. I commend him for that. That's awesome. But I told him I was going to go ahead and pack up my tripod and my camera and do an episode while on the road. I thought it'd be kind of cool. Well, my dumbass left my LED light in the first hotel from the first show. And I'm sure you've all been in a hotel. They're not very well lit. So the trade item rode along with me to the first 7 shows on the WorldWired 2018-2019 North American tour. That's kind of cool, but I still want to get this episode taken care of because my friend's been waiting so patiently for this item. So today we're going to be sending a package to my friend in Australia. His name is Bob Lupton. I simply refer to him as Brother Bob. He's one cool dude. Now, when I first encountered Bob 3 or 4 years ago in the couple of Facebook collector groups I'm a part of, every time I'd see him comment, I'd think, man, he's over the top. He's angry. He's not afraid to voice his opinion about people that fish on eBay. What I mean by fish is they'll take an item, they'll jack up the price, God knows how much. They'll take a $100 item and try to sell it for $750 and play on people's ignorance. And Bob is very outspoken against that type of thing. But anyway, watching him interact, I was like, man, this guy's hardcore. He's pissed. Then one day, I'm not sure what I was messaging him about, but I shot him a message. And I saw a whole different side that I didn't know existed. He's a cool guy. He's laid back. And his hard, stern front, that's just kind of a almost comedic presence. He is funny. He's very entertaining. But he's an all-around good guy. It took me a while to figure that out, but I consider Bob a good friend of mine, and I'm glad to know him. A good example of Bob's character was last year, 2017, he was in San Francisco for the Fire Benefit concert, and at the same time, the Master of Puppets box set was being released. He happened to be over here when that was released. And as you probably know, there was a very hot collectible cassette. It was a promo cassette tape from a show in Osaka, Japan from 1986, and if you purchased the box set, they'd give you the cassette. People were taking those things because they were only released here in the United States. They were having a field day, throwing them on eBay, charging $100, $150. It was ridiculous. And you got the collectors all around the world that wanted to get their hands on them. So there were quite a few cool people who were getting multiple copies over here, and then they were doing the right thing. They were putting them in the hands of other collectors. They were trading, sending them, hey man, here you go, you owe me. Bob happened to be one of them. Like I said, he was over here for the Fire concert, and he made trips in and out. He was zigzagging all across California from LA, San Francisco to LA and back up. And he acquired quite a few of them, but he did the right thing. He did not take them and put them on eBay. He could have went to the bank on that ordeal, but he took them home. He secured them, took them home for his friends in Australia. And that just screams volumes of Bob's character. That's just one of many examples I could give you. So Bob is from Revesby, New South Wales, Australia. He works in a local supermarket. He's worked there for about 25 years. He says that at times he feels like he's become part of the furniture. But the main reason he's kept that job and he's perfectly happy doing what he's doing is because he has so many good friends at work. His friends at work make him love his job. Now, that's my kind of guy. The place where I work, I can say the same thing. All the friends I have there, that's the reason I clock in every day. So Bob and I are on the same page there. Bob got married in 2017 to his beautiful wife, Christine, and he says, hands down, without a doubt, marrying Christine is the absolute best thing he's ever done in his life. She's fully aware of his obsession for his Metallica collecting and his fandom in general. You married the right woman. You rock, Christine. Now, Bob has been a Metallica fan since right around 1990. He remembers hearing Master of Puppets over at his friend's house when he was 8 or 9 years old, but he really credits his sister for his true exposure. He can even pinpoint one specific thing that drew him in and wouldn't let go, and that was seeing Seek and Destroy on the Cliff 'Em All tape. That was his point of no return. Bob started collecting in 1995. He started off with bootleg VHS tapes, and he slowly progressed into regular cassette tapes, CDs, and vinyl, and he's been going strong to this day. Master of Puppets remains his favorite album. He's seen them live 30 times over the years. His first show was in Sydney, Australia, where he actually had access to the taper section. He told me that he still has the actual 8mm film from it. Now that's a solid vintage Metallica collectible. His last Metallica show was, I mentioned earlier, the 2017 San Francisco Fire Benefit. And he was really, really happy to get to hear Hardwired live because they haven't played any tour dates on the WorldWired tour since Hardwired was released. So that was the highlight of the trip for him. So let's get on with the trade. One of the constants that I've observed since I first got to meet Bob a few years ago in the Facebook groups that we're both a part of that I mentioned earlier is his strong desire to own the old Rhino box set. This is the one item that he regrets tremendously for not picking up at issue price. When they came out, they seemed a bit pricey, but for what you got in the box, it turned out to be a pretty good deal. It's pretty much common knowledge among all the regulars in the two big groups I'm a part of that Bob Lupton does not own the Rhino box. It's also common knowledge that Bob Lupton wants a Rhino box. I don't know how many times I've seen Bob pour a lot of money into multiple raffle entries and he just hasn't been able to get one. You might ask, why doesn't he just go to eBay? Well, unfortunately, usually when one comes up for sale, people are asking just way too much. I mean, we understand, capitalism in the free world and all that good stuff, but the prices that people are asking for these things are just crazy. They're getting it, so, it's kind of a catch-22 there. But anytime Bob's ever encountered one at a reasonable price, it turns out he had just dumped a pile of cash into something else, and it's just never seemed to work out. Now, when these things came out, I bought 6 of them, and I did it because I had a couple friends overseas that I knew would want them. So I bought 6. 2 of them went to friends overseas. 1 went to a friend here in Mascoutah. 1 went to a friend in another state, and then I kept 2 of them. Wasn't trying to, hog them all up. I was just looking out for some friends. I also knew that they weren't going to last long on the shelves because they were limited to 5,000. Now, normally a limitation of 5,000 of any given item, that's pretty many. That's not really that limited. But in this case, just due to the nature of what the box is, 5,000 is pretty limited because it's so nice. Anyone who acquired one originally held on to it. Now, I've watched Bob struggle with this for long enough, and it's been kind of hard at times to watch him knowing that I have 2 copies. And more than once, I was this close to jumping on, sending him a message and say, hey man, you want to trade something or whatever. I'm kind of glad I held out because now we're going to do this trade. He's really going to get something that he wants. But let me show you this box. I keep talking about it. So here's the box. It was released in 2004. Look at that beautiful thing. It's got a number on it. I don't have my glasses. It's number 2,255 of 5,000. I'll show you what's inside in a minute. Here we go with the details. I'm not even certain of these things. I used to live for this type of stuff, but anymore I just, jump on and ask the smart guys in one of the groups, the guys that really enjoy keeping up with the trivial side of these collectibles. But I believe what happened was Time Warner wanted to free up some debt, and they sold Warner Music Group to a group of investors, and so Warner Music Group became its own entity. I think that's the way it went down, and that happened in 2004, and this was one of the first major releases. And Rhino is a company owned by Warner Music Group. They're basically the pressing plant, I do believe. Alrighty, so let me show you what's in this thing. We've got 4 full-length LPs. It's the first 4 full-length albums. They're 2 record sets. That provides a little better sound quality, but we've got Kill 'Em All, the first album. We've got Ride the Lightning. And it's 2 records, so they come in these cool gatefold covers. We've got Ride the Lightning. Master of Puppets. Lyrics on the inside. And Justice for All. And then we've got Jason Newsted's first studio effort, the 598 EP. It's not a gatefold, it's just a single record. And finally, the Creeping Death picture disc. So anyway, now this particular box, the reason I was hesitant to get a hold of Bob and say, hey, I've got two, I'll give you one, is this box has a little bit of a story to it, aside from the fact that it rode over 5,000 miles in my car on the tour. When I first got these, I went over to a party at my friend's house, Kurt and Denise, and there were a lot of people that I hadn't seen for 10 or 15 years. We started doing shots of Jägermeister. It didn't take long, and we had a little too much alcohol in us. Somebody said that magic word, what's Metallica been up to? Ah, let me show you. So I ran to my car, grabbed this box, ripped it open, started showing the crowd the new release. They all were happy to see it, but they were all, oh no, you don't have to open it, don't open it. Hey, I've got a bunch of them, no big deal. Well, my dumb ass, I had too much to drink. I shouldn't have been playing with this box, and I dropped it. Fortunately, it landed flat, but a couple of the records fell out, and there are some minor creases going on. When I first told Bob about it, he laughed. He said, that's a hell of a story. So now he's going to possess a box. He wasn't too worried about the creases. They weren't, it wasn't a deal breaker. They weren't god awful, you know. But we made an arrangement to trade for something, you know, a little lesser. I'm not going for eBay price here. I'm basically just happy that he's satisfied, but I'm really happy to be able to put something in his hands that he's wanted for so long. That just makes this worth doing. Now, I normally like to throw in stickers on top of the deal, maybe a guitar pick here or there, but I can't seem to find my stickers. So this time I'm going to throw in a ticket from the show at Busch Stadium last year in St. Louis, 2017 WorldWired in St. Louis. This is the old baseball stadium style ticket. At that show it rained quite a bit, and most of the ticket stubs didn't make it out alive. A good friend of mine, everybody calls him Bobby B, I just call him Bobby. Not sure how he worked his magic, but he got a good little pile of these and he gave me some of them. I appreciate that, Bobby. I owe you. It's a nice little collectible from the outdoor show with 3 Inches of Rain. One of the coolest concerts I've ever been to, and I want to throw this in for you, Bob. I'm going to put it inside the box, and I'm going to throw you a couple of my MetfanMike business cards. I hope you pass them out among your friends over there in Australia. So let me get this wrapped up. Here we go. Alrighty, so we got it wrapped up. Ooh, I'm not sweating because it's hot. I think I'm getting sick. Need to get some vitamin C before the next leg of the tour. But anyway, oh, and there's one final thing I forgot to say. This is going to be a first on Color Our World Blackened. We're going to try to get Bob Lupton naked above the belt. We're going to get him to take his shirt off and show you his tats. His whole back is like a mural of tats, Metallica tattoos. It's really cool. And I asked him if he was afraid to show the world, and he said, hell no, I ain't afraid. But anyway, let's see if we can get Bob to show us his tats. And other than that, I just want to say, Bob, I hope this makes it to you safely, and I hope you enjoy it. I know how much you've wanted this. So Bob in Revesby, New South Wales, Australia, coming at you.
Hey guys, welcome to a special for Blackened. Thanks Mike for letting me do this for the Australian crew. Been a big fan since I was probably late 80s. My sister got me onto them pretty much through just word of mouth. I think my first truck, I saw the clip. It was on Australian TV, TV show called Rage. It's probably been the one clip. It was the scariest video clip I've ever seen when I was younger. Scared the fuck out of me, but yeah, big fan. You can see my room here is a bit of a cave. It's a bit of a mess. I'll show you around, but yeah, welcome everyone over the world to the Blackened video. Mike's gonna play around with it. We did a bit of a trade, but I'm gonna show you around. I'll show you my tats. I can't do much. I've got to charge this camera, but sit around. That's one of my prized possessions I got off a mate. The big billboard. Then you got your Fillmores. Then I've got these, the big pairs of those. Very expensive, but yeah, there's some costs. I don't know what fabric it is. I got them done for the 2 tours. But later forward, what a hottie. I'll show you the mic. There's a pile of shit. Big stacks and piles of shit. Promo case for CDs. Yeah, CDs, tapes, bobbleheads, shit everywhere, fan cans, cushions, Bulldog Sydney team. Yeah, it's all here. I can't see much at the moment. There's my signed 2010 coffin. There's a Promo 96 with 2 on it. Can't see. Kill 'em all shoes. Heaps. Pucks. Nothing else matters. Packed, never been opened. There's the flushing, whatever you call it, the fan cans are at the back. S&M poster. Donington. You can see on my left here, I will go down and show you my LPs and shit. See how far I can go. I'll just do some zooming. There's probably my actual prized possessions right there. Signed Cliff Hoppets. And I've got a 2000 signs from the Sanitarium. It's got Kurt and Lars. Whiplash, Kurt signed in 2010. There's the Denim album. There's some new shit I got. I got a Canadian bonsai pressing, Kill 'em All. Then I got the Chinese binge bootleg. I got Doris today. There's my albums. You can see I've got them all in order. Waiting for my Justice box. There's bootlegs right there. That's just bootlegs there. But yeah, and that's all just various shit. So I've got a lot of records. There's my Justice shit I just got last week. I haven't had a chance. Yeah, it's cuckoo clock. About the package. No, I should see if I can try and show you my tats. But there's. Hold on. Hardwired. But yeah, much of it. There's my prize position on my neck, back. Hopefully you can see that. Purify the mirror. Yeah, that's. Hopefully you can see it. Very hard to try and do it, but yeah. So I'll show you why I've been looking for this box. This box I've been looking for a few years, but I was lucky enough lately to get a unnumbered pressing off my mate Pikey. Yeah, it's over there. But yeah, I've been looking for a number for years, but you know, Mike had one laying around and he was looking for some other stuff, so did a bit of a trade, but I'm going to show you a couple of things I've got as well. Drink. Some stuff I got off a friend from 1998. I think it's the Melbourne show. Signed Jason. Jason signed in 98. And this is from 93. If I can get this open. I want to get this framed. But got some signed shit on it. Yeah, so I want to get that page framed. It's just from the toolbook. I think that was it. Yeah, so yeah, I'll quickly show you this. I don't want to drag you on too long. But thanks, Mike. I appreciate this. Been waiting. Must have, you know, I know you've been working hard. Just for you going on tour again in a week, I think. You've got Vegas coming up. My mate Rod's going to Vegas, but I can't do these type of tours. It's so expensive. You know, when you own a unit or a place, it's hard to do anything. But open it up. Mikey sent me these. Stack of these, I'll spread them out and show everybody. Cheers, Mike. Here's the package. Alright. Empties. I love empty vinyl cases, packages. Cheers, man. Good for my when I do raffles and shit. So, a lot of packaging. So these, I love these. These are awesome. Very hard to. I just put them down here, pile them up. We'll just do them all. This will be just two-parter. Don't need to do any more. But he's well packaged this. Borrow some scissors. It's good to get fans like this and do this type of thing, but Mike's, you know, it's been awesome. Cheers, man. As Mike says, cool man. Yeah. Rhino. Second Rhino. Cheers, brother. I appreciate this. Been busting for this. go. And whoever gives me a ticket from Bush Stadium. Maybe so some St. Louis or something. One of the gigs he went to months ago. They're all in here. I hope you appreciate your package there. There's some little extras in there too, so you better watch out when you open it up. Here you got this. There you go. I haven't actually played the Rhino pressings before, but they're not that right. It's too many pressings. That's fucking awesome, man. I appreciate it. You're a legend. I'm gonna end it off. Yeah, it's a pretty long one. So, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mike. Cheers to all the fans over the world. This video will get edited and put up. But yeah, cheers, Mike Mueller. I appreciate it. And I don't think there's anything else to say. Hopefully they come to Australia. I'm hearing the end of next year, but I can't do as much as I did 8 years ago. I did like 20 shows or something like that. I can't do it. It's too expensive. Prices have gone up. American dollar shit. So yeah, so appreciate it. I'm gone. Hope you enjoyed the music, the collection over here, and the collection in the other room. But yeah. Cheers. Have a good one. See you later. Support Mike and his little trading videos. Yeah. Australia's on the map now. Later on.
Alright, so that was my friend brother Bob in Australia. And before I forget, I want to correct something. In the first part of the video I said he was from Revesby. That's actually where he was born. He lives in Sydney now, and I just wanted to set the record straight. So I just want to say thanks, Bob. Thanks for taking the time to show us all your stuff, including your tats. Thanks for supporting the project, and thanks for being so dang patient. Bob and I have been working on this trade for about 6 months, and it wasn't his fault at all. I've been so busy working all kinds of crazy hours since I got my black ticket. I just never got around to doing this trade, so we finally got it done. That is quite a collection you have there, and now I really understand what you mean when you say you married the right woman who's willing to accept the fact that she married a Metallica junkie. But in my opinion, I'd say she did all right in the deal too. So Bob got my package out. This package traveled over 9,000 miles and it arrived while I was out on the Metallica tour. So got home, found it. It's been sitting there for about 2 weeks. Just sitting there on the table like a present under a Christmas tree, and I'm happy to finally get to open it. So let's see what's inside. All right, so looks like we have some guitar picks. These are picks from a Metallica tribute band, Damage Incorporated, Damage Inc. And I don't know if this is the same band that I saw about 10 years ago in St. Louis. I think there are several Damage Incs in the world, but at any rate, these are cool, Bob. Thank you. And he threw in something else. I'm gonna hold on, save that till the end. Let's see what we've got here. Looks like we've got vinyl copies of The Garage Days, revisited, the 598 EP. Yep, on Mercury label, made for distribution in Australia. Love that Mercury label. And we have And Justice for All, 2 LP set. This is when it's going to be on Vertigo. Yep, Vertigo, made for distribution in Australia. Now these Australian labels, they just aren't the easiest thing to come by over here in America. And I don't have either one of them. So I'm really happy that Bob was willing to do this trade. You don't see them very often. And when you do, they're not cheap. So that's awesome, but hang on a second and let me show you what else he gave me. All right, now as cool as the picks and the records are, as cool as these things are, check this out. Damage Inc., Australia. Metallica up your ass. That is awesome. You can't get one of these over here, and now I've got one. This is what it's all about. I love that world flavor, and the fact that Bob added this in. The only thing we had cut was the deal for the records. Bob threw in these regional specific items, and that tells me that he completely understands this project. Thanks, Bob. You rock. Now, I've got the outline. Let's go ahead and get this taken care of. Alrighty, so there you have it. New South Wales, Australia has now been color blackened thanks to the help of our friend Bob Lupton in Sydney, Australia. Thanks for everything, Bob. I'll see you on Facebook. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Don't forget, when the tour's over, we're going from Australia to Alaska. We're going to color this whole world blackened. I've been meeting a lot of cool people from all around the world on these shows. There are a lot of people that have a lot of interest in this project, so as soon as the tour's over, it's on. But in the meantime, look for other episodes of our new series, By Myself But Not Alone, documenting the tour city by city. So if you like what we have going on here, we'd appreciate it greatly if you'd consider subscribing to our channel. Give us a like, a dislike, whatever the case may be. Leave us a comment. If you find yourself in one of the tour videos, share it to social media. Show your friends. The next tour video we'll be posting is Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Until then, rock on.